Every time I survived a war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. We're American, okay? What kind of American are you?
Are you surprised by the reactions to the movie so far?
I had a lot of anxiety about this movie coming out and being reviewed because things can go either way. And, you know, you put yourself out there and I feel like, you know, without risk, there's no reward. And Alex is really a provocative filmmaker and someone who I wanted to work with for a long time. So I was relieved when the reviews came out. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely. So your character, Lee, is just amazing. What made you fall in love with her?
Well, to me, it's interesting because when I first read the script, I didn't really look at just my character. It was really the film. And that doesn't always happen when you're reading a script. You're thinking about, oh, I want to change that, or oh, can I play that? And this was really about, you know, a group together. And I worried about Lee after, but reading the script, yeah, I was on the edge of my chair or bed, wherever I read it. But it was definitely like a page turner of feelings and surprises.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously there's a lot of shocking moments in the film, but there's one particular scene that probably is gonna, you know, get people to talk a lot about it, which is the Jesse Plemons scene.
Mm-hmm.
How was, obviously you worked together before, how was working with him in that scene, because his character is just terrifying?
Well, because he's my husband, I don't really, it's not terrifying to me. I was, on that day, I felt very much like proud of how incredible he was. So that's how I felt. But yeah, I have a different seat in the room of that scene. But when we first saw that set, it was very horrific, just the way everything, you know, how it all looked and everything. But yeah, even in the script, that scene was the shift in the film where things start to kick into high gear.
Mm-hmm. What is not so terrifying but also beautiful is the relationship with Kylie Spine's character. I love that dynamic, like a bit of an older sister, younger sister. Did that mirror somehow in real life with you two in set?
It felt that way, but in a very natural way. Like, we really loved each other immediately. She was very, she did remind me of kind of how I was and the way she acts, the way we acted together. We're very similar in the way we like to approach acting. And so that relationship was like, she'll be my friend, you know, forever. So yes, I definitely see her as a little sister.
You are well known for your sci-fi stories, for your amazing sci-fi movies, but this movie feels closer to reality than anything you've done before. So did you handle differently, or did it feel different for you as a filmmaker?
Oh, not really. I think that the even the sci-fi stories, they tend to come from something observed in the real world. So it might be to do with technology or AI, or it might, in the case of Annihilation, be to do with psychology, or just there's. So it's like there's something interesting, and then a story floats out of that. And so in that respect, this is just like all the others. And the genre kind of shifts. I think sci-fi, thriller, horror, and then this, it's almost coincidental.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm curious to know, why did you decide to focus on the journalists? Is this because their work is so important in a post-truth reality?
Journalist work is important, has always been important, is important in a pre-post-truth reality or a post-post-truth reality. It's the thing about a free press is it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. You really have a very serious problem in any state if there isn't a free press. And I think that the press have been under attack for a long time. In various ways they've been under attack. And there is a price we will pay for that. There's a price we are already paying for it. And then the question is, how serious does that price get? And so I think I partly just wanted to show journalists as heroes because we need them.
That leads me to Kirsten Dunst's character. Lee, how was working with her and building this amazing character?
It was very good to work with her. I mean, she's an incredibly experienced actor. I've watched her stuff for many years. She's not just experienced at giving a performance. There's something else that comes with that, which she's very experienced on set. So the rhythms of the shooting days, and sometimes she would have a suggestion about how to solve something within a scene that came from her history, really. It's something that as a director it's important for me to remember. Usually the actors I'm working with have been on many more film sets than I have. And they've also worked with lots of different directors, which I haven't. I have worked with a few as a writer, but they are much more experienced than me. So you get the performance, but you also get a lifetime of knowledge as well.
So you've played so many amazing and fascinating and different characters over your career. Is this movie, choosing this character, also a way to get out of your comfort zone as an actor, so to speak?
For me, I don't really choose consciously now I want to change or do this or do that. It was really about working with Alex. That's how I choose most of my roles, is I choose because of the director. But yeah, it's different for me. Yeah, I haven't been. But it's also nice to see in a big movie a woman who has a job and who doesn't look perfect and who's not being saved, or in a Marvel movie. It's it's refreshing, for me as well.
Yeah, totally. So what are you hoping that audiences take away from this movie when they leave the theater?
Well, the good thing about this movie is that it is truly one of those movies where everyone will take away whatever they want, and it'll be very interesting conversations after, I think, amongst your friends and your family or whatever. I think that it really is one of those movies where you don't want to put any of your own stuff on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
How was working with Alex Garland? How did you see his vision in this movie? How do you feel about it?
He's someone who's very honest, very direct, and so am I. And so I really appreciated working with someone where I could say anything. And he was very encouraging and respectful of my process, and I really enjoyed working with him.
Without getting into specific spoilers, I wanted to talk to you about the ending. Was it always that ending for you, and what did you want to leave audiences with that ending?
It was always that ending, and there's different sorts of films, and some films, in a sense, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but they're almost designed so that you stop thinking about them as soon as the film is over. So you've had the experience, you enjoyed it, then the film is over, and then you could go and get a burger or a pizza and talk about something completely different. And that's there's no judgment in that. It's absolutely fine. And in fact, I like a lot of films like that. But there's others that are designed to it's like you've rung a bell and you want the bell to keep ringing in someone's head. So they're remembering imagery, or they're remembering scenes, or they're being puzzled by something, and then they're asking a friend, what did you make of that? Or surely it meant this. No, it didn't mean that, it meant this. And so this is that sort of film. So what I hope people take from it is the sense of being in a conversation.
Have you been surprised about the reactions to the film so far?
It's such an early point of the reaction. I'm not sure I know what the reaction is to the film so far. There's some substance, I think it's nitroglycerin, that is very reactive. So if you drop it, it might explode. And maybe this is nitroglycerin. I want to see if it gets dropped first.